Hi, ladybugs. How are we doing? Okay. How's everybody doing today? Whoops, I don't think you guys can see me. Hold on, let me see where that is pointed. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me now. How's everybody's day going? Today we're in the boys' nursery and we're going to dress some of the boys while we chat. And yeah, so that'll be fun. We haven't dressed the boys for a while. I don't know why I always get the hiccups when I get on camera. I always get at least one hiccup. It's funny. So we're going to dress Cooper here first. Let's get him out of this and we'll get him into one of his outfits. So how's everybody's day going, huh? It's been a stressful couple days for me. Had some problems here at home, but you know, it passes. Everything's okay. It all passes. Just gotta, you know, wait it out. Isn't this adorable? Look at that. That would probably look really cute on Cooper. We should put that on him. This one is 24 months. It'll be a little big on him, but not too big. So yeah, I hardly ever fight with my family or any members of my family. But the last couple of days have been really stressful. We've had a few fights and it's hard. But I still love them and everything's good. You know, it's if you decide if it's worth fighting for, you fight for it. If it's not, you don't. And too many people nowadays don't fight for their lives, their family, you know, their relationships. They just give up. And it's just not the way to go, you know, because family is worth it. It's worth it to fight for your family. It's worth it, even when you fight with your family, to fight for your family. Because you're never going to have a perfect relationship that doesn't aggravate you. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to have some aggravation in your life and in your relationships. And if you choose not to fight for it, then you're going to be looking for that perfect relationship always, because you'll never find it. Because it doesn't exist. There is no perfect relationship. You know, there's good, there's very good, there's ideal, but there's no perfect relationships, you know. I'm putting this on backwards. There's always going to be bickering. There's always going to be arguing. There's always going to be differences of opinion. That's just the nature with any two people. But, you know, you have arguments, and we have a very strict philosophy in this house that we never go to bed angry. So even if we're fighting right up until bed, we apologize and we move forward, you know. It's hard. It's not always easy to live by that philosophy, but it's the best thing to do, you know. Going to bed angry causes indigestion, constipation, migraines. It causes all kinds of problems, and it's just not worth it. The human heart was not meant to hold on to negative emotions for very long. It can cause all kinds of problems, weakening in your immune system, so you get sick. You can get cancer cells, you know. It's really important to always let bygones be bygones and to apologize, even if you're not the one who's wrong, you know. I mean, you shouldn't always apologize if you're not wrong, but you should sometimes, you know. Sometimes it's the better option. Because relationships and families are worth fighting for, at least in my opinion. I've been in my relationship now for 18 years, and it's been really good. Don't get me wrong. It's not been perfect, but nothing is. But it's been very good. I can't really complain. I have a very good relationship. I have a very good family, and to me, it's definitely been worth it, you know. So we have to do what we have to do to make the best with what we have. Be right back. I'm just going to grab the comb and the spray. I forgot to grab that. 1 second. move. Move on my camera. I gotta get back. Sorry, I left the spray in the girls' room, so I had to go get it. So as I was saying, relationships are worth it. You know, you're worth it. Your family's worth it. You know, not all relationships are worth it. Some just aren't. But that's what you have to decide when you have arguments and you have differences of opinion, you have fights. You have to decide if it's worth working it out. And if it's not, then you need to leave and find a different situation. But if it is, then you just work it out the best you can, you know? Because you're worth it. I don't know about your relationship, because not all relationships are worth it, but you are. You're worth it. You're an amazing person with a very kind heart, and you deserve to be happy in life. So hopefully all your relationships are doing well, and you're happy. I know that, like I said, even though we have stress on occasion, I would do anything for my family. Huh, Cooper? Cooper, my little curly-haired boy. Isn't he cute? All right, we'll call him dressed. So, yeah. And, you know, you can't hang on to grudges because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things that are wrong. And the best we can do is to forgive and move on, you know, for not just for them, but for you. You know, it's the best thing for you. This is Austin. And he is the sleepy sage. You are amazing. I know all my friends are amazing. You have a heart of gold. You're a kind, generous person. And you have to believe in your heart of hearts that you're worth it, because you are. As we said in a different video, people will always do what you allow them to do. So if someone is treating you badly or not treating you right, then you have to stop allowing it. You know, you have to fight for yourself and show people that you are worth it. You're worth being treated well. And if you're not sure if you're worth it, I'm here to tell you that you're worth it. You deserve a happy life. You deserve to be treated well by your partner. You deserve to be treated well by your family. And that is a fact. So anybody who doesn't agree with that, you can tell them I said they're full of it. Because you are worth it. Trust me, from someone who struggled with self-esteem most of my life, well, my whole life, I can tell you that you do deserve happiness and peace and joy. And that you're a good person. And if you doubt that you're a good person, or there are things that you do that maybe you wonder, am I a good person? Then change those things. Because only you can change you. You're responsible for you. So if you're not happy, then change it. Do something good for yourself. Do something good with your life. Because you deserve to be happy. I know many things that make me happy, but one of the things that makes me happy is my reborns. They make me happy. They bring me peace and joy. And there's little Austin. Isn't he cute? I'm not a big fan of the Reborns or of Bountiful Baby in general, just because there are certain kits I like, but there are some that I don't. But that's true with any site, though, McPherson's or Irresistibles. But he is just, look at that little face. Look at that little lip. You know he's dreaming about something crazy. And we're going to dress Bennett. I'm going to change Bennett. Bennett's my boy, huh? Huh, Bennett? Are you mommy's boy? Yeah. So how's everybody's week going? Is everybody having a good week? I had girl socks on him for some reason. Probably because I couldn't find boy socks at the time. Did everybody have a good week? How's work going? I hope it's going well. I hope everybody's having a good week and it's going really well for you. Take time for yourself, always. you know, when you're done with work or you're done with whatever you're doing, even if, especially if you're a mom, because being a mom or a dad is hard. Being a parent is hard in general. So if you have done everything you need to do for your family, for your children, for your job, then definitely take some time for you, you know. Take some time to do something nice for yourself. Take a bath, relax, do something nice just for you to relax yourself. Because everybody needs that self-care every now and again, you know. It's important. It's really important, because if you don't take care, like a lot of people say, well, I don't have time, I have to take care of my kids. But if you love your kids, you need to take care of their mother or father. You know, you need to take care of their parent so that they can have a good life, because you can't possibly take care of everybody else if you're letting yourself fall apart, you know. So whenever I hear someone say, well, I don't have time, you know, because I have kids or I have a job, I always say, well, if you love your kids, take care of their mother or father, you know, because that's what you need to do for your kids. Your kids need you. Your family needs you. Your spouse needs you. Your reborns need you, whatever your situation is. And in order for you to be there for them, you have to, in order to be there for them, you have to take care of yourself. You know, you have to be there for yourself. I had an outfit that I brought in here, and I just don't know where it went to. But I'll put something else on him. Oh, this would be cute. Let's put this on him. Look at this. Isn't this cute? This will be cute on Bennett. So I always say, take care of yourself. Take care of your kids' parents, you know, because you need it. And if you're having some stress in your household, do something nice for your spouse, you know. I have a pile of hangers just outside the door. That's where I put the hangers until I need them. Look at his little underwear. Isn't that cute? His little boom. If you're having some stress with your spouse or with your partner, do something really nice for them. I know it's hard to do something nice when you're mad, but it really does wonders to settle things down and to bring peace back, you know. If you can be the bigger person and do something nice for someone when you're mad at them, it really makes you feel good, and it makes them feel good. So when you're in a fight or an argument and you just can't see anywhere to go, like you've said what you need to say and they've said what they need to say, and you just can't, like, you're at that point where you're like, I just don't know where to go from here. I don't know how to proceed in this situation. It just seems like we're at an impasse. At that point, do something nice for them, you know. Buy them something special that they've been wanting, or take them out to dinner, or cook dinner for them, or say, let's watch a movie, you know. Do something nice for them, because it will soften their hearts and yours, and it's worth it. Remember that the most valuable thing you have in your life is peace. Peace and tranquility, because nobody can live without peace. You have to have some peace to survive. You have to be able to sleep. You have to be able to relax. So when you're in a fight and you're in that situation where you just don't know where to go from there, you're like, okay, I've apologized, or they've apologized, and we just can't seem to get past this. Do something nice for them, you know, or for yourself, or both. Do something nice to bring the good feelings back, you know. Remind them why you guys fell in love. Write a letter. Tell them what you love about them. You know, you can be happy or you can be right, but you'll never be able to be both. That's not how that goes. What I meant to say was, you can be happy or you can be right, but you won't be able to get both all the time. Sometimes you have to choose between being happy and being right. And trust me when I say being right is not as important as it seems in the moment. There's Bennett. He's a good-looking boy. So sometimes you have to give up being right. Even if you think you're right or you know you're right, sometimes you have to give up being right. Here's what I'm going to tell you about men, okay? And this is just my opinion. Everything I say on this channel is just my opinion. But men need to be respected in order to function. Okay, a man needs respect to be the man that you want him to be. He will never be the man that you want him to be if you don't respect him. Men need respect. And men, to your wives, women need caring and consideration. Okay? You need to be caring and considerate to your wife. When you see her carrying something heavy, take it from her and say, let me do that, honey. You know? When she's just had a baby or the kids have been incredibly difficult, take a few minutes and take your wife out to dinner. Because just like a man needs to have respect to function, a woman needs to have caring to function. Okay? We operate on very different wavelengths, men and women. We operate on very different wavelengths. We operate on very different motivations. Okay? What feeds a woman's soul is not what feeds a man's soul. Women should always respect their husbands. Show them that you respect them and that you rely on them, because just like women need to be needed, men need to be needed. Men need to be needed in a little bit of a different way, but they need to be needed just the same. So you need to show your husband that you need him, that you're vulnerable, that you need him to take care of you and protect you. That's how men function. That's what will motivate your man to be a better man. And women, to you men, need caring, comforting, and security. They also need encouragement. You know, being a parent, especially being a mother, is very difficult. I know being a father is very difficult, but being a mother is especially difficult. And I say that because I'm a woman and I've only ever been a mother. I've never been a father, so I can't tell you that. But I can tell you that being a mother is very, very challenging. You love it. It's a wonderful thing, but it's a challenge, and it will always be a challenge. So when you see your wife is at her wit's end or frazzled, take the baby from her. Take the kids from her. Take them out. Run her a bath. You know, you're not a babysitter. You're their father. And it's your responsibility to take care of them too. In 99% of the relationships, and not all, there are some fathers who do the primary caregiving, but in most relationships, the mothers do most of the caregiving. And what I'm saying is, you need to be aware when your wife has had enough. Be considerate and kind to her. You know, if you come home and the house is a mess one day, you don't know what happened while you were gone. Maybe the kids were incredibly difficult. Maybe somebody got sick. Maybe she just didn't have the time. So either don't say anything or say, honey, can I help you clean this up? Or don't even ask, just do it. Because that's important. It's important to support each other. As much as the more you respect your husband, the more caring, consideration, and kindness he'll give to you. And the more caring and consideration and kindness you give to your wife, the more respect she'll give to you. This is Cody. He's the Liam by Bonnie Brown, and he's my memory baby. He's my memorial baby. And boy, do I love him. He's such a good boy. Doesn't he look cute? Look at him. Let me bring him a little closer. And I love him in this little baggy, balloony type outfit. There's Cody. Isn't he handsome? He's such a good looking boy. He really is. Just a good looking boy. All right, who are we going to dress next? Let's dress Rannon. He's been in pajamas for a while. Let's dress Rannon. Come on, Rannon. So, if you want my advice, and not everybody does, you can take it or leave it, but my advice is that you always, women, respect your husbands and show them that they're needed. Sometimes men forget that they're needed. We're going to put this little Nike romper on him. And men, when you really want to show your wife you care, do something kind and considerate, okay? Tell your wife, don't forget to tell your wife how beautiful she is. And wives, don't forget to tell your husband how handsome he is and how strong he is, and how much you love him. We all assume that love is something that's implied or that it's understood, but sometimes it's not. And it's always important not to forget to tell your spouse these things. I love you. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're very sexy, you know? Whatever it is that you say to your wife or your husband, don't forget to say it every day, okay? Because yes, do he or she probably know? They probably do. But it's always nice to hear. I've never heard a spouse say, I love you, or you're beautiful, or you're handsome, and have the other person go, gosh, I know that. Why do you keep telling me? Like, I've never heard that. Because compliments are always welcome. And sometimes people forget to say the simplest things. You know, sometimes we forget to say, I love you. We forget to say you're beautiful, or you're handsome, or you're strong, or you're smart. We forget that. And people only hear it on their birthdays or on Valentine's Day. Oh, look how cute he looks in this. Look how cute he looks in this. Look at that handsome boy. I love this on him. So anyway, as I was saying, we all forget to say these things. We think, well, they know. And they probably do know. You're probably right. They probably do know. But it doesn't hurt to remind them. And it always feels good to hear it. So let's not forget. Let's not take for granted our partners. And not forget to talk about them to them. And let them know how we feel about them. Because it's important, you know. It's important to remind your husband that he's strong, kind, smart. It's important to remind your wife that she's beautiful, she's sexy, she still turns you on, she's kind, she's considerate, and capable. These are all things that we often forget to say to our spouses, not because we're being cruel, just because we forget in the run of life. So make it a habit every day to tell your spouse that you love them, or your partner that you love them. Make it a habit every couple days to say you're beautiful or you're handsome. Everybody likes to hear it, and it helps build self-esteem. I know that self-esteem is one of the biggest issues Americans, and even not really even Americans, that people in the world have. We all have issues with self-esteem. Do you know that it takes around 5,000 positive affirmations to wipe away one negative one? Yep. One time you told him he was stupid, or you told her she was ugly. And it takes 5,000 positive affirmations to wipe away that one negative. As humans, we hang on to the negative much more than the positive. When you fight, fight fair. Okay? That means no name calling. Don't attack your spouse or your partner. Attack the behavior, not the person. And there's a huge difference there. So you might as well start prophylactically building up those positive affirmations, you know. Everybody likes to hear it. And the honest truth is, it makes us feel better to say it. Look at him. There's Cody. I got some stuff on his forehead. The Cody bear. His name is Ashton. Look at that little stinker guy. He's so cute. His pants are a little bit baggy, but nothing major. So build up those positive affirmations for yourself, for your spouse, okay? We need to remember to tell other people that we love them, that they're perfect, just the way they are. Now we're going to address Harrison. When you get off this video, go wrap your arms around your spouse and say, honey, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for me. It's easy to take it for granted and forget. So try not to forget, okay? Don't forget to remember to appreciate your significant other in whatever capacity that is in your life. Whether it's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife. And don't forget about intimacy. And I'm not talking about sexual behavior. I'm talking about intimacy. There's a huge difference between intimacy and sex. Intimacy is those moments when he comes up behind you and wraps his arms around your waist while you're cooking. That's intimacy. When you're cuddled up on the couch watching TV, that's intimacy. It's important to have intimacy, but it's also important to display intimacy to your children. Now, there's a difference between intimacy and sex or lust. I'm not talking about displaying sex to your children. I'm talking about displaying intimacy. You want them to strive to have a relationship where they are valued and supported when they grow up. And one of the ways to do that is to show them the intimate contact between you and your partner, whether that be hugging, snuggling, kissing, not too heavy, but kissing. And the more you show that, the more they're going to want that and look for that and desire that and even demand that in their own relationships. And that's important. We want to make sure that we are modeling good relationships for our children. And remember, dads, you are the first male role model your daughter will have. Chances are the type of man that she will seek out in her lifetime will be dependent on the man that you model to her. And that's important. So this is Harrison. He's the Mei Ling Kit by Ping Lao. Remember that, men. You need to be a responsible, loving, caring, considerate man, both to your children and to your wife. Because in the end, your daughter will look for a man very much like you. There's a reason that most little girls want to marry their daddies. And most of them will end up marrying their daddies. Not literally, but someone very much like their daddy. Remember that you are the first role model your daughter will have for how a man should behave, how a real man behaves. Remember that whenever you decide to act out or to act irrational, remember that you are the first mirror your daughter will have for any man in her life. And chances are the man that you mirror will be the man that she will look for. And the same goes for you ladies with your husbands with your sons. Your son's first woman experience will be you. So chances are the type of woman you model is the type of woman he'll end up with. You want to show him how women are compassionate, kind, reliable, self-sufficient, independent, strong, but not cruel. We all need to remember that most of the teaching we will do for our children is when we're not trying to. Your child will learn way more from you when you're not trying to teach him anything. And when you're not even paying attention to him, that's when they will do most of their learning. So you got to remember that. Remember, ladies, the type of woman you are is generally the type of woman your son will find. They always seek out a mommy or daddy figure. Always. We all do. We want to have that security and that love and comfort that we got, whether we got it from our parents or not. So remember, if you want your sons to find a competent and kind, generous, loving wife, then you need to model that for them. And dad, same thing for you. If you want your daughters to find a confident, strong, protective, respectful man, then you need to show her what that looks like. You need to show her what she should be looking for in you, in your behavior. Because the reality is, whether you try to show them those traits or not, they're gonna be watching you. And they're gonna look for whatever you are. Look at him. This is Prince Finley. He is the Elliot by Cassie Brace. Isn't he handsome? He looks so cute in this. So remember, most of your children's learning will happen when you are not paying attention. When you're not trying to teach them, that's when they'll learn the most. And in reality, we are the type of people our children will seek out. Nothing matters more in life than raising honest, decent, kind human beings with a mind of their own and an ability to lead. So, on that note, I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Kiss your babies tonight. Kiss your spouse tonight. And I hope you all go to sleep with peace in your hearts. Love you, ladybugs. Have a good night. Bye.